Hello everyone, welcome to World Skill Bank. Today I'm going to talk about Excel, and this video is going to deal with the basic introduction of Excel for the beginner, those who have just started understanding the Excel, or those who are planning to learn Excel. So what I would be covering today, I was just talking about what is Excel all about, and then I will be talking about what is the use of Excel and what are different features of Excel. In my next videos, I may be talking about a little advanced features of Excel, and then in complete advanced features we will be discussing. So here, when we say Excel, so Excel is a kind of, you when we talk about Excel, you are seeing here on a screen. I have just opened an Excel sheet. Uh, if you remember earlier, we had when we were working with the paper and pen, we used to have this kind of sheet where we have a grid, row and column, and we were putting the numbers in those sheets, and we were doing many other calculation manually. So this was the feature which was being used earlier for even accounting and many other purposes. When electronic system came up, we started using Excel for the accounting and many other purposes which earlier we were using pen and paper. So when we talk about Windows, we call it as Excel, and in Linux, I think we might be saying a spreadsheet or something like that. Similarly, for Apple, we have call it as maybe notebook or maybe numbers. Sorry, numbers. So the name of the applications may vary. I mean, system by system, but and even within Excel we have different version of Excel, which Windows has brought. After a regular interval. So when we talk about the capacity of Excel, earlier we had certain limitation in terms of rows and column, but now I think we have huge capacity with Excel, which we can use for storing a lot of data. So this whole sheet talks called as workbook, and when you can see here on the bottom side, I have written lecture 1 and sheet 2. These are the different worksheets. So overall, I can say the whole file called workbook, and within file we can add different tabs, which is called worksheets. So here lecture 1 is one sheet, and the second one is here. You can add another sheet, sheet 3, sheet 4, sheet 5, whatever you want you can add. If you want to give some name, you can give a name here of any particular sheet. So this is something on the sheet, how we can add. If you want to give some different tab color, you can see here, you can choose and you can give any color here. Similarly, if you want to delete this particular tab, you can go here, delete. If you want to rename, you can rename. If you want to move it from here to here, you can move it. So many others features you have to deal with. If you want to delete, you can go simply here, you can just delete. It will ask whether you want to delete it permanently or not, so you can just click on OK and you can delete. Moving to the next thing is, I think we have already talked about sheet. Cell. Each rectangular this area is called as cell. So each and every cell is a particular reference we have. For example, if we talking about this particular green cell, this is we can, if you want to refer it, we can say like column F and row 8. So if someone is saying F8, that will be called as FH cell. Similarly, this one will be called as H11. This one may called as a L13. This one may called as A2. This one may as a B4. Similarly, you can refer whatever cell you want. And whenever you are clicking, you can see here that reference is being shown here. Alright, so then moving to the row. So each row, like from row number 1 to, if you go downside, every row has a certain name. So entire cell in this horizontal direction is called as a row. So row 26, row 25, row 20. So we can say like that. Similarly, when we talk about column, so each vertical line here called is a column. So when you say column B, so all these B1, B2, B3, all cells are being covered by column B. Similarly, we have a range if you want to talk about this particular area. So this is something like range. So range, when we say it is I can say from F8 to I15, I mean range we have highlighted here. We can define this range I mean with different feature. I think we may be talking about this range, defining the range or giving the name, I think in the next video. But for now I think we can just understand this is called something like range. Grid. So you can see here all these cell being partitioned by a line which is called grid. Sometimes if you want to remove this particular grid, I mean you can go in the view option, or maybe there's some table layout, and find the grid lines. You can see here, you can just uncheck here, it will go away, and if you check it again, it will come again. So these are the feature of the grid. Similarly, formula, I mean without you having the formula, Excel may not have so much I would say popularity, because formula is the key thing which makes Excel so popular. So suppose if you want to uh, add two things, you can use you can use equal to. Suppose you want to add 2 plus 3, it will give 5. So just a small example. Suppose if you have some kind of 34, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, this one, you have one this number and you have another number, and you want to add both of them, you can go click equal to, then select this row and write plus, then come to this cell and then just enter. You will get the sum of these two uh, numbers. So there are many things. If you want to instead of summing up, if you want to average, you can write average. You can use this bracket, and you can highlight these two cell which you want to add, and then close the bracket, and this is the average of this. Similarly, a lot of formula we have in Excel, and that again we will be talking in coming uh, lectures video. So then coming to the cut, copy and paste. So all the times we need to copy some information from one cell to put in the other cell. For example, if you want to copy this from here and want to put it here, you can just copy, Control C, and here you can do Control V, and it is here. If you want to just remove it completely from column I8, you can use Control X, and you want to put it here, you can do Control V. You can see entirely this particular number has been shifted here, but in this case it was copied. Another version of the numbers was created here, but a previous version was already here. So that's what something cut, copy and paste. If you want to delete some number, for example, if you want to delete this number, you can go simply you can put press delete button and it will be deleted. Or if you want to do it the other way, you can do the right click and you can go use option delete, or you can want to clear content. So there is difference between delete and clear. If you delete it, this whole cell will be deleted, and uh, rest of the cell will be adjusted and come up here. If you are doing just clear, just the content of this particular cell will be cleared. Similarly, comments. Suppose if this number you have, and this is something like it's the population of some district, so and you want to know what this number is all about, so you can go here, right click, and you can go here, insert comments, and write down like uh, you can write down population and it will come up here. Similarly, if you want to give color to particular cell here, you can go to the home and you go here, you can select any color. For example, this is highlighted. If you want to give some color to this your font, you can go and select this one. This is the font color. You can see font color. If you put here your cursor, it will give fill color. Fill color will fill the color in the cell, and font color will give the color of the font. So for example, if you want to give some color to this particular font, you can go here, and you can suppose if you want red, you can give red. So you can see here is in the red color. Similarly, we can give any color to any of the cell. So this is all about the basic features of the Excel. We would be talking about uh, talking in detail about the formula, pivot table, VLOOKUP, and many other advanced features of Excel in coming videos. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe to get the information of about the coming videos. Thanks a lot. Thanks.